In this tutorial, we will learn how to program in a MATLAB script, how to plot graph, and how to create functions and loops. So before starting, I want to say few lines which was said by Steve Jobs. This is mainly for those students having a non-computer background. He once said that everyone should know how to program a computer because it teaches you how to think. So with this quote, let us start programming. So for programming, you need to go to open MATLAB in the online mode. You will see that your screen will look like this by default. So both are the same. So you can choose any one. If you want to code online, you can do it. If you have a MATLAB installed in your system, you can also use it offline. So I'll use a offline because I have installed MATLAB in my system. But you can, if you haven't, you can do it online. These both are, you can see these both are similar. Here we are in home, so you can see that this looks like this is an offline, and this, if I open it online, this will look like this. You can see that I have opened it on the browser. So let's start coding. So for coding, now what we want to do is that we want to write a program in a MATLAB script. So till now what we have done is that we know that command window is great when we want to write the command line by line. But what if we want to execute the multiple commands at a time? So for this you need to create a script. So this tutorial is mainly for creating the script and how to write the program in a script. So for creating a script, it's very simple. Just go to this home and press this button, new script. So you will see that you get a editor. This is your script which gets opened over here. And in the similar way, if you want to open the script in the online, just you have this home tab, you just press new script. You can see the new script opened over here. So you can write programming here, and I'll tell you how you can run. So now when your script is open, so what you need to do is that start writing the program over here. So I'll just show you. I have written a program for finding the roots. What I'll do, I'll just copy and paste so that we can save the time. So this programming is for finding the roots. So this is my equations for which we want to find out the root. This is x to the power 4 minus 7x to the power 3 plus 3x square minus 5x plus 9 is equal to 0. Now we want to find out the roots of this equation. So for this, what we can do is very simple. We write we create a vector v which is equal to the coefficients of this equations, like x to the power 4 have the coefficient 1. So we will write just 1 comma the coefficient of x to the power 3 is minus 7 comma the coefficient of x square 3, then coefficient of x, that is minus 5, and the constant, that is 9. So we have wrote all the coefficients in a vector. Now just simply you have to write roots of v. It will automatically understand that you are saying that it is a coefficient of x to the power 4, this is 3, this is 2, this is 1, this is constant. Even if you have the higher dimensions polynomial, you can also write it like, and it will automatically take the polynomial from the highest degree, like it will start from this. So when you will write roots of v, and you create a variable s for storing the answer of this root in a variable s. Now what you can do is that either run this program just simply by doing like this. I'll comment this. I have already told that how you can comment. You can comment it by putting a percent sign. So if I comment this and I run this, you will see that when I run this, running means executing. So for that I went to this editor tab, and here the comment option is also available, that you can select and comment whatever lines you want. Comment means that it will not execute in the if you run, it will not get executed. So you can run by this option. You will go to editor and then press this button run. As soon as you press this button, if your program is not saved, because till now we haven't saved our program, so it will ask us to save the program. So I'll write it as root finding. So you have to give a name to your program, and then you will put save. Now you can see that I have commented all these 4 lines. So what it has done, it has simply given the value of s, that these are the roots of this equation. Now if you want to display your answer in a more user friendly way, so what you can do is that use this option display. I'll uncomment this and will show you how the output will look like. So I'll uncomment this. Can be also found in editor. The whatever you want to uncomment, you can go to editor, select them, and then press this uncomment. See, this is now will get executed. So I am putting the semicolon over here because I want to suppress the output over here, because I don't want to see it now. I want to see it in this form. Like it will write numeric value of the first root, and in you can easily see that in S MATLAB has stored its answer in the form of array. So S1 means it will display this answer, S2 means it will display this one, S3 means it will display this, S4 display this. So let's see. Firstly I will clear the screen by CLC, and then I will run. So for running, again you need to go to editor and press this run button, or what you can do is that you can also press F5 for running. So I'll just press this, and you can see that the output is shown in the command window. So this you can see. So display, we have written display numeric value of the first root. So it is giving numeric value of the first root, and S1 it is giving value this, then this is writing this, and then displaying S2, then writing this. So you can write the output in the way you want by giving this, by writing within this display. If you want to write a text, you will have to use this quotes, and if you want to just have to display some numerical value, you can just simply write display disp in the bracket the variable. So this is a very simple programming. Now we will see another simple programming, that is solving the system of equations. So let us see how we can solve the system of equations. So I have taken the system this. So now you want to solve this system of equations. So it's very simple to solve in the MATLAB. Just what you have to do is that construct a matrix A which contains the coefficients of this left hand side of this equality. So you can see the coefficient of x over here is 1. So I wrote 1, then 3, then -2, semicolon, then go to the next equation. This I am creating the second row. You already know that you can create the matrix. So this is 3, the coefficient of x, 5, and then 6. Now go to the third. This is 2, 4, and 3. Now you created the matrix for the left hand side of the equality. Now create another. This is a column matrix or a column vector, which you say it as B. You are giving this A and B are variable. You can choose any like of your choice. I have given it A and B. So this you will write the right hand side. Your right hand side is of equality is 5, 7 and 8. So you will write 5 semicolon 7 semicolon 8. Now for finding the solution, just you have to put a divided by b. Then if you press run, see, you will get your answer. This is showing that you are running this program. Because I have already saved it, it will not ask me to save it again. Once you have saved, it will not ask. For the first programming, we haven't saved the program. So it was when we press run, it will automatically ask us to save the program, and then it will run the program. But here we have already saved, so it will not ask and it will directly run. So you can see that the answer is minus 15, 8 and 2. So you get the value of x, y, z so simply with the help of simple MATLAB programming. Now let's do some plotting. So for plotting, I have also written a program so that we can save the time. So now see, for plotting, as you plot in your 10th or 9th class, what do? You get a value of x, and for that you find out the value of y and then start plotting. So in the similar way, MATLAB also plots. So first of all, what we need to do is give the values of x. Like I have given it the range of from 0 to 2 pi. You already know that pi is a variable, inbuilt variable. I will show if I write pi in the command window, it's giving the value of pi. So it is already stored in MATLAB. A pi is already stored variable in MATLAB. Its value is equal to pi. So what I have done, I am creating x which takes the value from 0 to 2 pi. And what is this? This is incrementation, that you want to go to 0 to 2 pi with these many steps. So if I just want to see what does this mean, I can just copy and paste in the command window, and you will see so many points are created with the it has created all the numbers from 0 to 2 pi with this much of distance, like 0, then 0 0.01, then 0 0.02 till 2 pi. So it has created generated so many numbers in x. So now what we are doing, we are giving a value y, which because I want to plot the graph of sin x and cos x. So I'll write y is equal to sin x and z is equal to cos of x. Now what you can do is that just by using the plot command, it's very simple. You will see that you can get the two plots together if you write like this: x comma y, that is, this is the x1 and this is y which you want to plot, and x comma z again. This is obviously the x-axis, and z we also want to plot the cos x also. So I can write x comma z. So and then this x label and y label are what? This will give you the labeling of our x-axis and y-axis, and then this legend I will show you on the graph what it does. So if I run this program, what will I get? Let's see. It's busy right now, so it will run and then give you the output. So it will take some time because we have generated so many points. So okay, see, this gave you the result. So this is you plotted the sine and cosine together with this option. You can see easily. Now this is a work of legend. Legend is doing that. For blue is for sin x and this red one is for cos x. So it will take automatically a color and it will say that your first one is for sin x and the second one is for cos x, and this grid on, with the help of this grid on, you can see the lines. If I comment this grid on, you will see that the this is a plain graph. Now it will not show any grids. Okay, now there is another way of plotting the two graphs together. I'll just show you. I'll cut it down, and then if you don't want to write in this way, like you want to plot two graphs together and you don't like this form, so what you can do is that you can write figure, then plot x and y, that is x plotting x and y, and then you can write hold on and then write another thing, that is plot x comma z. This will have the same effect as writing it together, like xy comma xz. You can break it in the two way, that plot this and then hold on that graph and plot the another graph. So you can do by this also. So you will see the same thing. See, you can do it either in that way, which was a previous one, or in this way. Now there is another option, that is of linspace. This is has the same effect of this. This is just saying that start from 0 to 2 pi and then create 1000 equal points in between them. So either you can create x in this form, or you can simply write x is equal to linspace 0 to 2 pi, and this 1000 stands for create this much points between 0 to 2 pi. So I hope this one is clear. So now what we can do is that we can do some simple programming. First I'll do programming using the if and else statement. So that, and then we will go to while and for loop, and then I'll create do one programming on creating the functions. So let's see. This is for finding whether the entered number is even or odd. So in this, what you have done is that you wrote this. This does what? It asks the input from the user, that enter a number. You are saying that, and it will take the value that the user enters in the variable n. So it will ask first enter the number, and then if mod is equal to 0, that means that if the number which you have entered divided by 2 is equal to 0, then display that the number is even. It's obvious that if any number you enter and if you divide it by 2 and the remainder is 0, then it is even. So what it will do, it will, if this statement is true, it will display this, and if it is not true, it will display this. So let us run this program and see what it does. I'll take one even number and one odd number to check its authenticity. So I'll run this. See here, it is asking enter the number. So first number I entered is 45. Okay, so it gave me the result, the number is odd. Let's clear the screen by CLC, and then I'll press run again, and then this time I wrote 78, and see, this is giving answer, the number is even. So you can enter any number and check whether the number is even or odd by this just a simple code. Now in this MATLAB, you just need to make sure that here we do not use any type of brackets, curly bracket, to end the loop or start the loop. Here we start the loop like if condition, then what to execute, and then you can end, or if you have another condition, you can write else, display this, and you have to write end. For if, while, for, everything you need to specify this keyword end. Okay, so this was a very simple program to find whether the entered number is odd or even. Now let us do some other programming with the help of the while loop. So in this programming we will see whether the entered number is, so in this programming, this is a factorial program. So in this program we will see that what is a factorial for the user entered number. Like here also it is asking that input a number, enter a number, and then I gave a variable fact which is equal to 1. I created a variable fact which is equal to 1 and created another variable I whose value is 1. So I'll start the loop and by saying while I is less than or equal to n. It will first check the condition that if the entered number n which we will enter, if I is less than or equal to n, then do this following thing. So what it is doing? It is doing fact is equal to this fact into I, then I is equal to I plus 1 end. So you can easily see that if I enter the number, for example 3, so here value of I is 1. So 1 is less than 3, so it will enter into the loop, and firstly you can see that it has a value, fact has a value 1. So 1 into 1 is equal to fact, again it will be 1. Then it will do I plus 1. So I will now become 2. Then it will again check the loop and it will see 2 is less than or equal to 3 because n we are entered 3. So again it will go to this condition, and then now also fact was 1 but I became 2. So 1 into 2 will be 2, and then it will again do I is equal to I plus 1, that is 3, and then it will again go and check the condition. So 3 is less than or equal to 3, it is true because equality hold. It will again go over here. Now our fact is 2 and I is 3. So it will do 2 into 3, that is 6, and again it will do I plus 1, that is 4. Now when it will go over here and check, it will become 4 is not less than or equal to 3. So now it will move out of the loop because the conditions is not true. So what it will do, it will jump over here and then it will execute this statement, that is fact, that whatever is the value of fact, display it. So let's run this program and see. So when you press this, this is asking the input, enter the number. So I put 3 what I described, and see this is giving the answer fact is equal to 6. Now again I can run and say 7, and then I entered, I'll get this answer 5040, which is the factorial of 7. Now see that you can also have this method to display your result like you have in C or other programming languages. So what you can do is that if you want to display your answer in more user friendly way, you can use fprintf, and then you write the like whatever you want to print. Factorial of %d is a data type of this first variable. Is %d, it will take the value of this second variable. So when you will run, you will see again it is asking enter a number. I entered 6, so it is now giving the factorial of 6 is 720. So in a more user friendly way, so you can use fprintf also to display. Otherwise if you just want to see the answer, the simplest way is to just write the variable without a semicolon, it will display the result. Now another useful thing in the MATLAB is that this search document. Whenever you face any problem in any keyword, like you don't understand this fprintf, so what you can do is that type fprint F. And now you can see that it is giving you the options. So when you will press the options, it will have a detailed like it will give you a program, the description of this function, everything. So any confusion if you have, you can go to this search document option and write those keyword. You can always find, like if you want to find out the description of mod, you will go to this and just type and you will get. So this is very useful option over the top right hand side of MATLAB. Now this was a while loop. Now we will just see a program which is to find that whether it is prime or not. I'll clear my screen by typing CLC. So this is a simple program that to find the whether the input whatever the user has given is prime or not. So for this, just simple that we need to, that I wrote this for asking the user to enter a positive number, and I initially set the flag that I created a variable result which is equal to 0. Now if n is equal to 1, that is if the entered number is equal to 1, then the result will become 1. That is the flag which I set to 0 is now equal to 1, and I set 1 for a non-prime, for the result non-prime. And if n is equal to 2, what the result, that is the flag will become 0. Okay, now this is for just for two numbers, like if user enters 1 or 2, it will have this value, result is equal to 1 and result is equal to 2. Now if user enters other number than 1 or 2, what it will do, I have created a for loop. What is the advantage of for loop with respect to the while loop is that, see, in while loop you have to write three things, like here you have to do initialization, here the condition checking, and here incrementation. So the length of the code is becoming large, but in the for loop everything is done in this same line. You don't have to initialize I like it is doing over here itself. I is equal to 2, it is incrementing by 1, by default it increments, or you can also write this as 1. This means the same. If you don't write anything in the middle, it is incrementing by default by 1. So for I is equal to 2 to n minus 1 with the incrementation 1, what it is doing, it is checking whether the remainder of n divided by I is equal to 0 or not. And if the remainder is 0, then it is setting the flag result is equal to 1. And if it, like, why to check all the divisors, if it divides with any one number, then we can come out of the loop. So I wrote break over here, that if any of the number I divides my entered number n, then just come out of the loop, because we now know that it is not a prime. So what it is doing, if it is finding any number that is giving the remainder 0, it is making the flag value 1, and it is coming out of the loop. Otherwise it will go and do nothing. Like if it is not coming to be 0, the flag is will be set to 0 only if the remainder is from 2 to n minus 1, if it contains any number whose remainder comes to be 0, then only the flag will become 1, otherwise the flag is set to 0. So then it will come out, and then how it will display the result, it's very simple, that it will check that whether the result, that is my flag, is equal to 1. If it is equal to 1, then print not prime, and else print prime. And see, there is so many ends because we have written so many conditional statement and loops. So for this if it was ended over here, this for is ended over here, this end is ended over here. So all the conditions and the loops have to be ended by the keyword end, and here if is ended by this end. Okay, so now let's run the program. So it is asking enter the positive number. So I'll enter a positive number 6. Okay, so it is giving that this is not a prime number. So let us try something more. It is also not prime. So let us check some prime number. I give 5. Okay, so this is a prime. So this program gives you how you can find the number which is entered by the user is prime or not. Now see here you haven't created any function file. So what you can do is that create a function file also. I'll create the function file for prime only. So what I just need to do is the code will be same, just you have to do one additional thing is that you have to write this if you want to create your function file. So see you wrote this keyword function that allows you to create the function file. So you created your own function file with the name my prime. What it is doing, it is taking one input n and it is giving you the result r. So now see, if you run this, the other programming is same as this. You can already see that I am not writing this one, this first that enter the input, otherwise my programming is same. So what is a benefit of a function file is that if you run this, it will give you some kind of error because here my n is not defined. So now but my file is created. And one more thing, that the function file, that whatever you want to create will have the same name that you created my prime. So your file name should be also my prime. Okay, so now see what you can do. You cut this program, like you have created a function file and you can cross it, and now see if you type my prime 6 in the command window. So what it is taking, it is taking input value 6 and it is giving the answer not prime. So in this way MATLAB has also many inbuilt. So what it does, like square root, if you take the MATLAB inbuilt function sqrt, so it is the same thing, but now it is not MATLAB inbuilt function, you have created it. So if you write square root 8, see this is giving the answer, but you haven't created this square root function file. Who have created? MATLAB people have already created this square root function and stored it, and you are just calling it. So here also what you have done, you have created a function file like my prime is your function file. Now whenever you want to call it, it was taking one input argument, so you can call it from your command window, like my prime. How will you call? You will just write my prime and whatever with n, because it takes the input like which you want to check that it is prime or not. So suppose I write my prime 67, so it is giving you the answer that it is a prime number. So if you create a function file, you don't have to run it from the editor. You just need to call that from the command window. Like I am not running and getting the answer for this prime not. It was not a function file. See, I did not created a function file over here, so I run it and then I was getting the result. Oh, sorry, this for bracket, this is giving a warning. So if I see, it is giving answer prime, but when I if you want to open the file and see, so see, this was my prime, and this you created a function file. So this function can be called from your command window, and you don't have to see like this is saved, and you can call it from anywhere. Like you remember your function file name, you can call it with the number of input arguments you gave and get the output. So I end this tutorial lecture by the quotes of a famous and a very well-known British scientist who was pioneer in computer science, and he broke the code, German Enigma code, during World War II. He said that programming is a skill best acquired by practice and example rather than from books. So I hope you will practice more and more programming so that you acquire that skills. Thank you.